Have you listened to all of the previous episodes of We'll Be Your Friends? Do you find yourself wanting to know more about Taylor and John? Do you have a favorite moment from this past season? If you answered yes to any of these questions, or no, then you're in luck, because this is the season finale recap episode. We're out of ideas.
Friends. We'll be your 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 friends.
All right, welcome back to We'll Be Your Friends, the social podcast for antisocial people. I'm your host, Hannah, aka Hot Saucerman, stepping in for two good boys that I know that I magically met on the exact same day.
Aw.
And happen to be two of my favorite people in the world.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's all sentimental.
One of them is my fiance now.
Gay. That's
And
John.
the other is one of my best friends.
Taylor.
And the third is a confused girl because I don't know who I'm married to anymore.
Yeah.
So
We're a happy little bunch.
today's episode is a special one. Since season 1 is coming to an end, John and Taylor thought it would be great to ask social media, I presume, and everyone for some great, very unique and
Totally unique, never heard before.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are very specific. Yeah,
very hard-hitting questions
no one
today.
Googled any questions.
We get real deep here. We're getting to
We're
the
just
good
gonna,
stuff.
just talk about some good times and
Yeah.
talk about your favorite episodes and all that good shit.
We're gonna. I think it's called reminiscing.
Yeah, reminisce. This is
It's a clip episode if
It's a
you've
clip
ever watched
episode.
Family Guy or literally any show
Any,
ever, Friends.
We're gonna cut back to old episodes.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
We're not coming back to old episodes. No, but we're here to talk. And Hannah, thank you for doing such a lovely job on the intro. I appreciate that you're going to field this, being the host. I know it's tough. Trust me. I've done it for 9
He's done it
episodes.
for that many. There's actually a record. of it.
all 9. You can count how many episodes on your hands. It's great. No, but
You're like proud of it.
we really did kind of run out of ideas for the first season. Well, it's not so much seasons.
Let's backpedal.
Yeah, we're backpedaling here.
No,
Well,
it's good.
we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to do this podcast for a long-term thing. I think,
Rag to riches.
yeah, we just kind of. Oh,
One rag.
it was
Single rag to
Christmas.
riches.
Hannah knew I wanted to do a podcast. She gave me the seed money to get the microphone and
Don't
the
say seed.
seed.
They were
And-
all ones.
We really hit the ground running, and we just kind of we're like, fuck it, we'll just do whatever we can and see what comes of it. And we've had a good time, so we wanted to reflect on that. And
Yeah.
now that we have a good groove of it, we're gonna pause at 10 episodes. We're taking a little break, and then we're gonna come back hard with what we're calling season 2.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to remember the first season fondly and just kind of reflect on where we started and how much we've grown in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've grown very little. No. I've learned a lot, actually. This has been a real fun experience for me. I know that.
Yeah, we learned that we were using our microphones wrong for the
Yeah.
longest time. So I
Only
hope that this
took 8
episode
episodes.
sounds
I was going to
9.
say, how many episodes did that take?
Yeah.
8?
8 or 9
Almost all of
Like I
episodes.
said, season 2 coming in strong with the mics working right. Yeah. We were
Make a
talking into
callback.
talking into the base of them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, our mics are shaped like triangles, so we
Yeah.
were talking into the point of the triangle instead of one of the faces of the triangle.
I faced mine away from me the whole time.
Yeah.
That was also why my mic was flaccid in the last episode I was in. It's because it wasn't set up
It wasn't,
properly. It
no.
shouldn't have been.
Is that why you kept rubbing the shaft of your mic?
I do what I
Fluffing it?
can.
Oh, because that's why I do it.
I can't help it. I just felt bad.
Yeah.
So
Pity hand job.
we're gonna skip this week's
Pity
beer
job.
segment. John is drinking a Bowie beer right now, but
Yeah.
none of us have beer.
Shout out to Bowie. They support my photography.
We're
Oh,
not
good.
sponsored
There was,
by
like-
Bowie.
We're
Sponsor us, Bowie. Why don't you
Yeah.
sponsor us? You've already taken one of John's pictures for free, so
Yeah.
why not just send us some beer and we'll call it even?
Yeah, I won't be upset.
Yeah, we'll be totally happy with that. But Hannah is here so that she can feed us some questions submitted by you, the listener. Not really, though, because none of you submitted anything.
Literally the one listener. Which
But we'll
was
pretend
us.
like you did. You can say that you submitted this question, whoever you are
Good
listening
job.
right now, Mom.
Thanks, thanks, Taylor's mom.
That's true.
So,
It
without
was your
further
mom.
ado, Hannah, why don't you pick one of those questions and chalk it at us?
Yeah.
Well, we'll start right at the beginning, boys. Where did y'all meet?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, I think this is good for the fingering my mom story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a great story, actually.
Yeah.
One that we
Why
love
do
to
it
tell.
first?
Yeah, we love to tell the
I love
fingering
to
mom
tell it.
story.
Hannah does not love to hear it. So, John and I met in the same place that Hannah and I met, in the same place all of us met.
At my
which
mom's.
was At John's mom's.
Yeah.
It was a
doesn't
job
have
of
the
ours.
internet,
We were
so it's
doing tech support for a video game console. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Legal blah blah blah. But
Y square.
we were going from John and I were going
Right,
from
right.
doing phone tech support, like support over the phone. You'd call in, you'd get us on the phone, we talk to you, to chat support. So there was no face to face, or there was never any face to face
Yeah.
interaction.
Yeah.
But no voice to voice interaction.
The laziest
So-
form, so it's perfect.
We were going through a training class that was teaching us like the do's and don'ts of chat and how it's
Horrible.
different from a phone call, and we were getting to the section about how to deal with an unruly customer.
Unruly.
And John and I just kind of turned to each other because I think it starts even sooner than just like talking to each other about it. But remember, they were playing.
There was like a song parody they did.
It was a song
And they
parody
adapted it
for
to-
shit,
What does
the
the Fox
Macklemore
say?
song?
Oh, it's the Macklemore one. The
Yeah, the Macklemore
Hot
one.
Shop, Quick Shop,
Yeah,
Walmart,
boom.
Goodwill.
Yeah,
The Goodwill,
song.
Yeah, the Goodwill song.
The Goodwill song, and
G-dub.
we were like,
Tell me.
we were looking at the words, but there was no audio, and we were like, this has to be it. So we're turning up the audio, and we start laughing, and we're like,
It's terrible.
oh, this is funny, you know. And they were like, it's really difficult to kind of, you know, say something to someone. You can't be like, oh, what do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Because
Yeah.
they're not talking to us. So I went, yeah, you'd have to say something like, what do you finger your mom with those hands?
It was love at
And
first
love at
finger.
first sight. We both chucked it, like we were going fucking hysterical,
Yeah.
laughing, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, I'm Taylor." By
Well,
the way.
my favorite part was how soon into our interaction you dropped that on me, because I'm usually the guy that does that, and it's usually more awkward because they're like, "Oh, that's a weird joke to say about."
I couldn't believe it landed. It was so lucky that it was you
Yeah.
sitting next to me who heard it. Because if it was anybody else in our training, like the Deuce or something,
Yeah.
call back to one of our previous guests, but I don't think the Deuce would have reacted the same way that you
No,
did.
you were like, "Oh, that's cool."
You're like, whose mom are you
I'm
fingering?
not super weird like you guys, so
I feel like you're just lucky you landed that joke in the first place.
Yeah.
And like mess up saying it.
I know. I was like
Yeah.
very quick-witted that day, which John found out is not the case always.
yeah,
I'm pretty
not
sure
always.
John and I bonded over
You-
making
yeah.
fun of Russian people with Zach.
I do remember the first
Oh
time.
man, Mickey Mouse number one.
Yeah,
That
Mickey
was the-
Mouse, McDonald's #1 or something like that.
Yeah, we were just mocking other cultures. That's how
It's
we.
pretty fucked
That's
up.
how we.
Well,
Fingering mothers and
funny.
mocking cultures. Yes.
Yeah. I
We're
remember
good
like one of the first conversations that the three of us had together was like along the lines of when you come, it's like cheese that's like softly melted.
Oh, I
And
try
like
to
it's like
forget that.
stringy, like a
Stop
mozzarella
gesturing
cheese.
that. You're gesturing the whole.
For
thing.
everyone at home, I'm stretching my fingers apart from each other as if you were pulling
Like it's
two
a
halves
nice-
of a mozzarella
like a
stick.
If it's
mozzarella
like
stick.
that, I think you should go to the doctor.
Yeah.
If you have mozzarella cheese come,
Do you?
go to the doctor.
Consult your physician.
Please talk to your doctor.
Is your cum comparable to pizza?
Does it last for longer than 6 hours? Please.
Shoot, I wish I had a pizza that lasted longer than 6 hours. What's up? I eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah, and he comes on it.
Fat jokes, unwarranted self-loathing.
It's all dark now.
But yeah, that's pretty much the story of how John and I met. We've been friends ever since. You know, we've been working together in some capacity on
Our various creative
just-
projects.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're both
At the
creative
same
guys.
A
job.
bunch of
Too.
creative nerds.
Oh yeah, we still work together, just in a different place. John and I,
That is not depressing at all.
no, yeah, we're gonna be 50 years old and be like,
No,
we're
it's
best
kind
friends.
of like, yeah, it's like a
Bibble.
sitcom. It's going to be really gay.
Yeah, our life has a
You guys
laugh
are going to
track.
outlive me so that you guys can live together in like an apartment as old men.
You really
won't
thought
be
this out.
alone. I
Oh.
hope.
John is
because-
like the Kel to my Keenan. You know,
I'll take that.
Here we go.
I
drinks a lot of orange
I
soda.
do love
I
orange
think
soda.
that was a
Yeah.
lot. Well, let's continue.
She snuck it in there. Giggity.
What led
hit
you
us.
guys to do a podcast?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What?
Yeah.
What led you guys to do a podcast?
Damn, this is like going to be mostly me answering.
Yeah, this
I
is
feel like.
well. I mean, we started with Arcade Maroons. Rip.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Yeah,
was
rip
kind of
Arcade
we're like
Maroons.
let's YouTube. We loved it. Like playing video games.
Yeah,
I was all about it. I wanted to put my design into it.
We wanted to
good
find
practice for me.
something that would be able to incorporate all of our talents. I think.
That's a good way to put it.
I've been
Which
told.
we have none have.
Yeah, there are very few of them. There are very few talents, and they're not great. But I mean, I've been told that I'm a decent talker, and I have.
I'm a decent talker.
I don't know how else.
How's
you'd
your
put
talking? Is it good?
Like most
Charismatic.
men, he
No,
feels
you're-
he's very interesting.
Yeah,
A
I'm
lot
not
of-
funny. I make people laugh in my friend group, but I'm growing to learn that it's just them.
Yeah. A lot of jokes. Your jokes are dry and they don't land in a lot of people.
Oh my god, yes. I'm so dry. It's disgusting. When people do not like it, and I come across as a dick
Old
in
Lenny's
so
vagina.
many
Just
situations.
Everyone, check our bio link for the PO box. Send Taylor some lotion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so dry.
because I'm
So
so
dry.
I'm so dry.
Okay,
Oh,
stop.
oh, man.
We're just gonna
The
skip
weirdest-
this question.
No, no,
and
no,
let John
no.
answer the
Look,
next
we'll
question.
get serious now, for
Alright.
real. So it started with Arcade Maroons, which if anybody's interested, you could check it out. Maybe we'll put a link up. I mean, we did.
Maybe
I'm
we
gonna
won't.
kickstart that channel back up in case.
Do it.
In case.
After
You
If,
like
should.
$50.
if George ever gives us back our Elgato, shout out to George.
Well, what you
Shout
could
out
do it with
Elgato,
George.
sponsor me.
Shout out Dr. What's his Professor George season 2.
Professor
What?
George,
Oh,
maybe possibly season 2. Spoilers.
plot spoiler.
No,
Not as
but
obligated.
so Arcade Maroons was kind of our attempt at like being the Game Grumps or like Funhouse, whatever. We
I
were
would
all
say inspired by.
we
I
were
wanna
yeah, well, you know what I
that.
mean. We were inspired by them, and we watched a lot of YouTube.
was
We all
James.
liked to play video games. I was interested in editing, and we started doing Let's Plays, and it was with Blaine and myself, and then Tony got involved. Tony's still kind of doing it in some capacity with Neon Mind Control, which
Shout out Neon Mind Control.
Hashtag sponsor us.
And it just kind of became too much, I think. There was a lot of moving parts to it that none of us really
Yeah, we didn't
understood.
realize that
Yeah.
there was a lot of work behind the
We were like,
format.
oh, we could just play video games and put it on the internet, and
Yeah.
everyone will love it. And
We'll just be funny over, yeah.
it wasn't that.
No.
I mean, we did 6 episodes of it maybe, and people kind of liked it. We had steady views.
Yeah,
It
your
was
mom
like-
was all about it.
It was like between 50 and 100 views per video, which is not bad. I mean, I'll
That's
take
not
it.
terrible.
It's not terrible. I mean, it's not great.
There's worse.
It's not amazing by any means. That's why I'm not bragging, but it was nice. And it just became too much work, and I was editing on my own. I'm really the only one with a reliable computer at the time, and so that got tough, and we took a break for a while. And I love podcasts personally. The format is something that I listen to all the time. Comedy Bang Bang,
Yeah.
High and Mighty, Raised by TV, all those guys. All fantasy, everything.
Jinx.
Yeah, Omiko. And I've turned John on to a lot of them too, I think.
Yeah, you just turned me on in general, too.
Yeah. Doug Loves Movies, How Did This Get Made? There's a whole bunch of them.
Why do you look so disappointed over there?
But then
We're too comfortable with that, weren't we?
podcasting really felt like a medium ground. Not to I feel like by saying this, it's going to make it sound like it's so easy to just start up a podcast.
Oh, no, but-
Well, I was
compared
gonna
to-
say those who can't let's play podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I guess that's what it is. It's less work for me, but I still get to edit some stuff and have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's a lot easier of a format.
I feel like if you're real good at let's plays though, like the Game Grumps, then it's just like a podcast with let's play
Yeah.
on it
Yeah, I think
at the
that's-
same time, because at least that's how I take it. Like having Funhouse be there with their faces is like a bonus because they're all semi-attractive and they like to do
Semi.
the improv thing and
Shout
like
out to semis.
but I mean, I guess Aaron and Dan are both attractive too, but it's
Yeah,
not
they're
the
good-looking
same.
guys.
It's not the same format. It's a little different. So
Yeah, well, no, you're right. And I mean, technically, we could be doing what we're doing now over playing video games.
Yeah, and we've talked about it, so
and and it's not out of
maybe
the,
in season 2.
Yeah, there are opportunities coming up. Past guests like Tyler and Tony, who's coming up as a guest in the near future. Excuse me, I'm like all burpy. We just came from a barbecue.
Yeah.
And so it's something that we both knew we would have the time to realistically put effort into, enough effort for it to last. I don't think we realized that it would last as long as it has. Sure, it's only 10 episodes, but 10 episodes is a pretty good milestone for two guys who are only doing it on Saturdays when they have a couple extra minutes,
Yeah.
And I'm pretty proud of what we've done so far, and I'm really excited to continue doing it.
And thank you to all our fans.
Yeah, all of our fans. Thank you so
that
much.
cliche, like honestly, it's
No,
cool.
for
Just
real.
Like it's a lot of people we see every day, but like they're really supportive. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
it's. I know
Doing
it's like
something,
people
right?
that we're gonna like see anyways. It's mostly people we work with and like family members. But it's cool because every once in a while I'll get a text from someone who I haven't heard from in a while, and they're like, "Hey, I listened to the podcast and it's really funny. You know, you're doing this really well, and John does this really well." And it's a really cool thing because I get a lot of compliments on your design work for.
Oh.
You know, like our overall aesthetic, everyone loves it. The invites that we send out to guests, people really dig like the style on it, and I mean, people say that I'm being a good host, so that's nice to hear. You know, I mean, I'm glad I'm not just doing it and know everyone's like, wow, Taylor's so fucking
But you
annoying.
got that voice for radio type thing, and
I got a face
too.
for radio. It's
Yeah.
great.
Face and voice
I've been
for radio.
destined- Well, I used to do radio in when I was in college. I was only there for like 1 year. But one semester I did the radio show, and it was just like reading traffic and,
Yeah,
you know, like local stories and stuff.
that
But
kind of makes sense now. 'Cause
it was
you kinda-
something I was always into, but I didn't love having to read the news, and I was a dumb kid who was like, I'm not going to work my way up to like do it. And I remember, and fuck this guy, because he made me feel so self-conscious.
Yes.
He was like, on my first day when I like interviewed to be a part of it, because you have to actually like interview, he's like, you got the charisma and you're all about it, and I like you, but you got to do something about that lisp. And I was just like,
What a dick.
I was like, I have a lisp? What the, I had no idea I had a
You
lisp.
gotta
What the
do
fuck?
something about your
And
list.
I've never, ever since he
Now
said
I'm
that, I
hyper
can't.
aware of it.
I'm super hyper aware of it. I can't. I always hear it, and you know, I always say like, I feel like I sound like a guy who just drank like a gallon of milk.
Yeah, but that's
you know,
not from your list.
Like
whole
it's,
different.
it's like lispy and like.
Got
Like
a
a-
lot of dairy
yeah,
in me.
Eat a nice peanut butter sandwich.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Crank
In that
the bass.
vein, there's nothing better to wash down a peanut butter sandwich than a nice tall glass of beer.
Yeah.
Segues.
So
Finally, a question John can talk. I
Yeah.
can take a
that
break.
I know that's what I was gonna
That
say.
was actually
so
a
you
really
need
good
to
segue.
Yeah, that
sit
was
back,
a good segue.
relax,
Segue game
enjoy
strong.
another glass of milk, and let
Yeah.
John answer this one, which
Whole
is
milk.
John. What was your inspiration behind the this week's beer
I just
segment?
segments. No, it's just my. It's
Do you
my
really need inspiration for that?
because it's Taylor is all about it and it's his thing, and I wanted to offer something besides like my random off-timed jokes and and I'm always trying to shove craft beer down people's throats, metaphorically and sometimes literally, but I just want other people to like see it how I see it, because I went through a little journey of craft beer. A lot of Oregonians do, or people in general, and I've turned people. No, it's just cool because at first it's such a developed taste, but it's a cool culture, it's a cool world, and I want everyone to be involved in it. So,
It's a cool thing.
and
when
it's
you
something
bring
I can talk about and nerd out
Yeah,
about.
well, I mean, the whole "We'll Be Your Friends." The whole thing about it has always been like showcase your passions. Like, what do you
Exactly.
care about? So, at first, when you came to me with the idea, I was like, I don't want people to think that this podcast is about beer.
Yeah.
You know, I was nervous about that, but I like it because it really is. It's like that's John's thing. John, you're
Yeah.
into it, and I'm glad that you have an outlet for it because you do. I mean, can you talk about what you're doing right now?
Oh yeah, I got a little. I'm part of a little online blog with a few real awesome creative beer geeks.
Plug it up. Tell us about it.
Well, it's
Plug it
it's
up.
it's really
Plug
just
away, buddy.
it's like 5 or 6 just the I'm drawing a blank. The Beer Nerd Collective is kind of the title, and it's something that this guy Max Fowler, if I'm saying it right. I always forget last names, but he
Sounds
put it
like you guys
together.
know
It's-
each other really well.
Oh yeah, we're super tight. No, he's a cool guy. No, we have this cool we all just a bunch of creative people that like to write. Well, they like to write, and there's another graphic designer, and we're all beer photographers. Like all our
Yeah.
Instagram feeds are just littered with beer photos, and so it's just a cool little project that I was added to. That I'm learning, and I'm contributing, and it's a cool. It's something I really want to be involved in. It's a cool thing that I think that's one thing I've learned, that because I practice graphic design, and I didn't do much. I didn't go to school barely for just a few, semesters or what have you. It just wasn't my format. So I'm learning online, learning with people, but I was afraid that by not going to college, I would miss out on interacting with people in the same field.
Networking.
Yeah, that whole like just learning from other people, and I was kind of bummed out about that. So I've been trying to get involved in a lot of creative projects. Like this is actually one too. I consider this because I get to use my graphic design a little more liberally because you kind of leave it up to me and
I trust you. I don't think there's ever been something you brought to me that I was like, oh, this is shit.
Yeah, it's a fun way for me to practice and to contribute and to add my little bit to it. And same thing with this other Beer Nerd Collective. It's a lot of writing involved that I'm super conscious about, but it's fun to it's fun to. I'm more of a graphics guy, so that's how I communicate. But
you're a visual guy.
Yeah, it's very cool, and we're kind of redoing the website and gonna launch soonish or whenever. But it's gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna promote the hell out of it probably here too. So and there's talk of a podcast themselves. So
absolutely, we'll have to do some crossover. That'll be fun.
Yeah, super hetero crossover.
Yeah,
just like a big orgy.
Tip on tip.
Yeah.
The streams won't cross though.
No, we don't cross streams.
That's where it gets weird.
So, obviously, beer is a hobby. What are some of the other hobbies you guys have outside of the podcast?
Oh man, ice fishing, ballet. Just it's such a wide cornucopia of things.
I've seen you ballet on a lake. It was frozen while you were fishing.
To get real for a second, I do have like nice dancer's legs, and that's something I'm proud of.
Yeah, we've all noticed that you always show us.
I have like really nice legs. There's only one thing that I'm like super confident on my body, and that's like my legs.
You never wear pants.
I know I got some nice legs. Yeah. No, but I think it's a lot of our hobbies not necessarily are in the background, but I guess also in the foreground of what the episodes are about, because we have kind of a wide range of stuff, but we don't ever really necessarily talk about what we're into, because we're talking to other people about what they're into.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part of this whole thing is it turned out like, we had like an idea of what we wanted to do, but each episode it kind of turns into us getting to learn about something we knew we liked. We liked fighting games, but then Eugene opened us up to that. We liked indie games.
There's so much, that I had no idea about.
Josue was like all about it, and we're like, oh, that's really cool. And so now we're just like more interested.
So now
in these
their
things.
Interests are my interests, but I guess on a bigger level, if you know me, I'm big into Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. That I would love to do an episode about that. I don't think there's enough people out there who care about it the way I do. I'm sure that there are. If you are out there, let us know, because I'd love to talk to you.
Travel through time to get here.
Yeah, you got beer and photography. I'm sure people realize this because it's mostly our friends who are listening, but anyone who's not necessarily as close to us, you take all the pictures for all of our promotional stuff. You do all the photography, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I definitely want it to be more produced, obviously, but I want to get a whole backdrop and lighting studio set up for this. Yeah. But I think production's important, so that's something you're going to look forward to.
We're doing the best we can with what we have.
I think we have room for a green screen in here.
Ooh.
We do. Yeah, I think the studio, if we put it in the right place and we move some stuff around, I think that we can make it work for sure. But that's all stuff in the future. I don't know, what else do we like? I like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain.
Song lyrics.
Not really into yoga though.
Golly. So I think we're gonna move on from there now.
The action figures and toy photography.
Can't think of any other. Yes.
Oh, no, I have other stuff. Hobbies. I like action figures. That's another episode I'd love to do. You can check me out on at Grizzly Toys.
There you go.
Instagram and Facebook. That's something.
Grizzly.
GUHRIZZLY. We'll put links. That's also where you could find me if you care enough to find me on social media.
Humble plug.
Yeah, I guess. Grizzly Bear, BAIRE.
We'll have links.
Yeah, we'll have links. But I like toy photography. That's more of like a summer hobby because like we live in Oregon, so when it's winter, it's fucking rain like crazy, and that's kind of hard to go out with your iPhone 7 take a picture. I don't have as nice a camera as John, so I wouldn't necessarily call myself a photographer.
Doesn't matter about the camera,
but because it's weird sometimes. I'm like in like
that.
Parks
Okay, so socially, it's very weird. We went to a park once. There was a cop that kept walking back and forth because we were two grown men with toys taking pictures.
Yeah.
Well, you said let's go take pictures of our toys. You brought Spider-Man, and I brought just a big dildo, as you said, toys, and that's
You're
what I
trying to,
think.
like-
But I still went with it and took pictures of it with the
You're
kids
attracting
and stuff.
kids, and there's
Yeah.
kids following you around, and
Yeah, the
you
police.
guys were
One
telling
time-
them to stop.
Yeah.
One time I went to this park. It was in the middle of summer, and it was just me. I drove out, and I was in that shitty Kia Sophia.
Fucking the creepiest car for you to
worst
get
car,
out of
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you hardly fit in it.
So I went to
Kia
this
Sophia.
park, and there was a half pipe in the park, and like I was like, oh, that's really cool, because I had been on a kick of doing like pictures of my action figures doing skateboard tricks.
Hell yeah.
And so I went to this half pipe. I was like, cool, I could use like a real half pipe in my picture. And I'm setting up my action figures on there with the stands. And these two little Spanish kids like came up to me, and they like just started like picking up my action figures, and they're like playing with it. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are, but how am
I
I
like
supposed
how-
to tell a kid
I
like,
like how
don't
you-
play with those toys?
I like how you're creeped out in this situation.
Because I mean,
It is
anyone,
weird, though.
if you've seen any of the pictures of us, you know which one is me. I'm not the type of person who can just walk into a playground alone and not,
We're all
not
we're
raise
very
an
bearded.
eyebrow.
Yeah, we're very
I
bearded.
got my
people.
beard and my glasses, and like I'm sitting with a backpack and like headphones on. Like,
Your suit,
Take
and you
some
have that like
pictures.
clear, that clear suitcase of just action figures. Like,
yeah, and like I
you have all
pull it
the
out like a
hands in
fucking
one.
like tackle box, and I'm like going through it, and I'm setting up all my guys, and I'm like very like, don't touch this. That's
Yeah.
a $70 action figure.
That one's for ice fishing.
Yeah, like the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I look like anyways. I'm one
Plus-
ponytail away, except I can't grow hair.
Plus, Kevin Smith.
Oh
Kevin
yeah.
Smith, yeah. I'm
Extremely.
one heart attack away from being Kevin Smith.
Just a blonde
Oh,
Kevin
too
Smith.
soon.
Too
It's
soon.
not. It's
No, I love
plenty of
Kevin
time.
Smith. I think he would laugh at that.
He would.
He seems the type of guy to be like, ah!
And then have a heart attack.
And
then have
a heart
another
attack,
one.
then
Yeah.
have another-
Fucked up.
How do you
Too
spell
soon.
that? BAGH.
Back.
The old back.
I think that covers my interests. I don't know, John, can you think of any other interests that everyone should know about? Send us gifts based on our interests.
Hashtag GIF. I think we covered all of our super interesting lives of
Yeah, we're not,
being creepy and
surprisingly, we're pretty low-key not interesting people.
yeah. I mean, our highlight is season 1 of this podcast. That's
Yeah.
like kind of the top.
We're excited for doing 9 45-minute episodes.
Yeah, that's the very top of our achievements list.
We had friends come over 9 times.
Yeah, and I was actually
That was literally the most I've socialized in the last 6 months. So
Yeah.
thanks, WBYF Podcast.
That's the
well, we'll be
point,
your
right?
friend. So
Yeah.
We'll be your friends, and our friends will be your friends, and their friends will be your friends, and so on and so forth. And they tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people.
We teach everyone about vag suppositories.
yeah, it's
That
great.
was a good one.
That was good.
That was a good episode in general. Simone was a great guest. Thank you, Simone. Shout out to
Shout
Simone.
out Simone.
Shout out to Simone for outsmoking me.
Shout out to
Yeah,
shout
Putting
for
me
out.
in my
real.
place.
Yeah, and also her ability to shout out like just fucking
Yeah.
everybody.
No, she's a good person.
She's
was
super
great.
cool, and
She'll
go
be your friend.
get Oregon Leaf because
Yeah,
her
check out
story is the
Oregon
cover
Leaf.
story this month.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
Simone.
She's a
Congratulations.
boss
Yeah,
ass
I saw
bitch.
that. That
Give
was
it up
awesome.
to
So-
Simone. That's
She's
awesome.
the
Good
shit.
for her. I love that someone that can consider a friend or in the Hall of Friends is doing something awesome. It's always great to see that. All of our friends are doing awesome stuff right now. You should check out all of our past episodes and all of the links.
Yeah, just check out people in general because we're awesome and they're awesome. So
Well, is there anything you guys have learned from this podcast that you're going to carry on to season 2? That any kind of changes?
yeah,
that
we got
you're
the mics
bringing
down.
and,
That's a big one.
That's
yeah. Besides the huge, obvious one of
Yeah.
fixing the mic and
I bet the directions had that answer. Like we could have just.
oh, absolutely. Well, all the
Not that we didn't
directions
do
were
it.
in like Japanese because these mics.
2 men not looking up directions. Mm.
Okay.
You guys write the jokes yourself.
Okay.
Oh, Taylor fell asleep.
Fuck, I
Hashtag not all men.
Hashtag
Okay.
still true.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, no, so that was definitely the biggest thing. We shot an episode that's coming up.
Yeah.
Spoilies. It'll be the top of season 2. Get ready for it.
That was fun.
But the people who we had on the episode, I don't know, should we spoil? We'll get to it at the end. But the people who we did it with, they're actual audio engineers. So
Yeah.
when we brought our equipment to do the episode with them, they were like, we set up our mics how we normally set them
Yeah.
up, and
We were so nervous because like
they were all like, "What the fuck?"
no
are you guys
because
doing?
I was worried like because it was a different environment like oh no
Yeah.
set up the mics.
It was
and
the first
stuff,
time
and
we've
so-
done an
and I
episode
thought
on
it was
location.
going to be terrible. Yeah, we went on location, and then they're like, "Don't worry, we're audio engineers." Lol, and then they took like a good 25 minutes correcting everything we were doing wrong.
Yeah, the recording had never sounded better, and we were in like a way more open room with like more people than the amount of mics we had, and it just sounded.
Well, we listened
so
to the
good.
podcast, and we're like, it's the room, it's the small room. That's why it sounds bad. That's definitely it.
And
We
they're
were
like,
in a
"No, it's got
we were in
nothing
a
to do with the
worse
room."
environment for it, and they're like,
Yeah.
no, just gotta adjust this and tweak that. And then,
Granted, the mixing board he was using had like 1,000 channels and levels on it. And,
Yeah.
You know, my mixing board cost $80.
they kept saying like, adjust the gain. What?
Yeah, and
You don't even have a
gain
gain knob
I don't
on
even
yours.
think there might be a gain knob on here.
You have
and-
one large knob. It just says volume.
There's a couple of little things in here like that I could turn the volume up or down,
Oh, and that's it.
and I can drop the bass in my voice, or I can take it out all
Doesn't
the
sound as
way,
cool as
and
you
no
think
one
it
can
does.
hear it because no one has headphones. But that's something I learned.
I can talk lower.
I can
or
talk
higher?
lower, or I can talk higher.
We got off rails.
We
real
did.
hard.
Oh, real quick. That's something I think I learned.
Don't go off rails.
No, I guess for lack of better terms, corralling the guests. You know, because like, while as much as we want our conversations to go off on a tangent with these things, sometimes they get like very.
I think
off
that's
topic.
part of the platform, whether
Yeah.
it be radio hosting or broadcasting. I think that the organized
No, yeah.
have an active discussion, but when we're all a bunch of ADHD
Well,
weirdos.
like I said, you know, when we started this first season or whatever you want to call it, we really didn't have any expectations or any ideas of what was going to happen. We were just like getting guests by the seat of our pants. Like, you know, April and Brianna were our second guests, but when we talked to them, we were like, "Will you be a guest in the future?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, everyone's
And then someone
pretty hyped
dropped
about
out. I don't even remember who it was that was supposed to be a guest in the first season. And they were like, "Oh, I can't do it this weekend." We're like, "Shit, hey, you guys free this weekend?" And they just happened to be free that weekend. They came on and it was great. And I think that that first episode really, because that was like the first real episode. You know, we did the pilot where we were all kind of like hanging out and Blaine
Yeah.
was there. And we were like, it wasn't really a recording. It was just kind
a
of
test run.
a test run to see like, oh, can we sit and talk for 45 minutes and, you know, have something funny come out of it or anything that's worth listening to. And but with Brianna and April, there was like a lot of like, the whole time I was like, wow, like, this is going to be really cool. Like, I can't wait to get this one posted so people can like really see what we're going to be doing. And I've been just trying to match the overall feel of that episode, and I think that every time we do one, it elevates even higher and higher. You know, we learn a little bit more. We get the sound a little bit better each time, and you know, we breathe into the mic a little bit less each time,
Right, yeah.
and you know, we don't spike the mic.
Would you
Yeah.
would you say that episode was your favorite episode?
It's so tough. Like, I don't want to be like one of those like, I can't pick a favorite, you know, because like everyone always
Like
does that. But I mean, overall, I would say, okay, so it's a loaded question. I would say my favorite topic so far would have to be like TV binging with Tony.
You guys were all about that.
that was
fun.
something that
I had the most fun there because I got to kind of spectate on you guys, like
Mm-hmm.
nerd out on that. Again, which is my favorite part about that is like watching people. When you see someone in their element is the best thing ever to
Yeah.
me. Like I love that, and then that's what you guys were at. You were just all about it. It was
That
cool.
one was like I was most interested in or excited about doing that episode. The episode that we did with Simone and Hannah was really great.
Yeah,
And that one was great
that was
because
like the realest episode.
exactly. It felt that really made me feel like, okay, we've got something here. Like, we're doing
Yeah.
something cool. Like, now we have like Simone just felt like more like a legit guest. So, you know, I guess I would say that one is my favorite for that reason. The episode we did with Josue
Yeah,
also
Dude,
is
knowledge
up there
bombs.
because he knew so much about it, and not that I was expecting him not to know so much or anything like that. It was just textbook style knowledge that I was not ready to.
I was
to
upset
hear.
that I didn't know all that.
Yeah,
Like,
I almost felt underprepared. Like, I didn't do enough research on what he was talking about because I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" You
Yeah.
know, and it was really great that way. And then Tyler ended up being a great guest too. Not that
Oh.
I didn't think he would be one, but he's just got like a lot of energy.
I think our only mistake with his, because when his first came on, he did one of anime and Dragon Ball Z was kind of the highlight. That was the thing though. We should have just
We were
made
too
it
broad.
we just Dragon Ball Z is all he needed to go off of, and then
Yeah,
that's actually I think I said it during the episode, but like people that like Dragon Ball Z, they really like it, or they just it's nothing. There's just,
Yeah.
I know that exists, but there's a huge fan base for that series, and I love hearing these guys nerd out about it. It's cool.
What about you? What were some of your favorite highlights, I guess, or episodes?
I keep thinking back, honestly, to Kurt of Multnomah Drive.
That was a good one, too.
Not only is Kurt my friend, I'm a fan of his music.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to get to it was a very interview-esque, format we chose.
It was pretty intimate. Like, I feel I didn't, I knew the way Kurt wrote songs, but it was cool to kind of hear him go through the process.
Yeah.
It was a lot more intimate than I thought. So that was cool, too.
I know quite a few musicians too, like 3. But but my favorite part, I'm realizing that I don't know a lot, but there's a few of them that come to mind. But one of my favorite things is to look at creativity in general and then what we focus on. And I like to compare what I do creatively, whether it be photography or graphic design, to someone else's creativity, which is music in this case. I'm using an example, and to maybe compare and contrast our creative process or certain elements that can be like paralleled. There are similar themes or what have you, and it's just so much fun just to pick people's brain and learn about that, because I learn from it. And I get to learn what inspires people. And again, it was like that whole seeing Kurt talk about it. That's his jam, and that's what he loves to do. Is you see a different side of someone. You see, I think, really who they really are, and like that's a real cool, intimate thing to share with someone. I think.
I agree. I agree completely. That's honestly been the most fulfilling part of the podcast. Is we invite everybody over to do it, and I don't think anybody really understands what's about to happen until they're
we all
sitting
treat it
down.
very casually, and I want to, because I don't want to put pressure on people.
We like to keep it relaxed, and so we present it as like, hey, come over, we're just going to have a casual conversation with some mics in your face. But
not weird at all.
Once people start really opening up, and their eyes get all wide, and they're like excited, and sure, like editing wise it sucks because they'll spike the mic because they're like,
stop yelling, people. No, don't be
but
that excited about your passions.
But no, I'm so excited. Like, that gets me so pumped. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna suck to edit that later. But I'm so excited to like listen to it again for the second time. Like after having a couple hours go by,
and you can really hear.
And then you can really hear because when you're watching them say it, obviously you can tell they're excited and you can see it in their faces. But hearing it and being like, wow, this person is definitely like up and like into it. It's really cool, and it's humbling, I guess.
It is, yeah. I feel honored to like have these.
Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, and it's sure we've got like a fan base of maybe like 20 to 50 people, and we're making a bigger deal out of this than it is. But it really has.
It's part of the fun, though. I love it.
It has been really fun. I've been really enjoying it, and I'm really glad that we finally took like the leap to do it, and we're sticking to it, and we're consistently putting out episodes, and
we got some cool stuff planned for season 2 too.
Yeah, it's great, and I love that we can bring in people like Hannah can come and do it with us, and because I think Hannah is
hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Because how many times have you been on it now? This is your 4th time, right? 4 out of 10. 14.
A little ashamed a little bit.
Because you were on the pilot.
Shout out to you too. Why can't you count in Spanish?
That's a great thing to call out.
Too busy being Irish.
Yeah.
Shout out to St. Patrick's Day, which it is.
Oh yeah, today's St. Patrick's Day, day of recording.
Day of recording is
Little
St. Patrick's
behind
Day.
the scenes moment for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess we could talk
wall's
about
broken.
that. We shoot episodes a week in advance, so typically the episode that airs on a Monday was shot at the previous Saturday. This one's a little more tighter,
closer to the
A
wire.
little more tighter.
Yeah, because today, if you're listening to it as it's aired, today will be Monday, the 18th.
A couple days from now.
Today is Monday the 18th, but we're shooting it on Saturday the 16th.
I think those dates are off, but it doesn't matter.
Oh no, Saturday the
Today's the
17th. So Saturday the 17th, Monday the 19th. Whatever, thanks
Again, we just came from a barbecue.
We did just come from a barbecue.
Happy birthday, Kurt.
Happy birthday, Multnomah Drive. Kurt.
That's whose barbecue. We should probably mention that's whose barbecue we were at. Is Kurt's birthday
Drive.
party.
Shout out to Kurt's lovely mother,
Yeah.
Desi,
Yes.
who wrote me a card because I wasn't feeling well and I didn't go. And it was really nice. And she sent home a bunch of food.
Way too much
There's
food.
a giant slice of chocolate cake.
There's so much
I
cake.
can't even eat any of it. If I ate half a hot dog. I feel totally ill again. So
Worth it.
It's good, but like, yeah, it's she's so kind, and I can see why Kurt
should have
is a sweet,
Des come
sweet
on an
guy
episode.
too.
We should.
Des, I don't know what you... Des, you want to come on? I don't know what you would talk about.
Yeah,
but
shout out to Des.
We'll
I'm
talk to
sure
you about anything.
Everyone's
got
like
something to
mom
say.
/ aunt.
She can come on and talk about
Yeah.
cats. You guys can
Oh,
do
you
a
guys
cat
should do a cat
episode.
episode.
A
Oh,
purrcast.
fuck.
We'll just put Claire on the mic.
Oh.
A
She doesn't
pause
have
Just
much
cast.
to
purring?
say.
What?
A podcast.
Oh, I
Like
shouldn't have asked you to
PRW
repeat that. I
cast.
should have left that.
Purrcast,
Can you
but
edit?
that's
Can
our
you edit your
jam.
own joke out for me?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll leave in just this part where we're
Editor's
talking
note.
about editing out the joke, and people are like, "What joke did he edit out?" That'd be great.
That's the joke itself.
That is something that
Let's bring
sometimes
that
I
up.
want to toy around with, and just like to see who's actually listening. Just like maybe cutting a clip of like Ghost Dad.
What?
That's so niche. Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody even knows what Ghost Dad is.
Yeah, I don't.
Ghost Dad is a movie with Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Did you just get a text message
No,
while we were
John's running out
recording?
of battery.
my battery's
Plug him
dying.
in.
Yeah,
Plug 'em
plug
in.
me in. Shove it in my port.
All right.
All right. Do you
John
have-
has made so many homoerotic jokes tonight.
Hey,
like
choose
that was like
life.
the fourth one.
Why you have a weird tally over there? You have a little piece of paper you're keeping track on?
No, I
Yeah,
think
in
she's
my
just saying
noggin
that
here. In my old noodle,
the John is gay file grows every day.
like my.
trying to
sorry,
outgay me.
I almost did
Like
it
your
again.
dick for men.
Yeah. It's,
Heyo.
I kind of gave that. I
Thanks
gave
for that
to
high
you.
five, Hannah.
You high fived yourself.
I'm glad that you were so into that joke.
You're
Here's
not-
another high. Give me another high
You're
five.
not a Power Ranger anymore.
Wow. Oh yeah, we are all dressed like Power Rangers for this podcast.
I was thinking it's Powerpuff Girls, so
Well, you're pink.
That's awkward.
and
Blossom, your
blue,
Bubbles,
and
and your
John's
Buttercup.
green. Oh
Butter-
It's
Buttercups.
actually the right
Butter-
colors. Duh.
We
Buttercup.
are the
pink.
Powerpuff Girls.
Buttercup's the
why I
badass.
said
You're the big pussy. That freaks out every once in a
No,
while.
I'm the cute one. Everybody loves
Don't
me.
you remember
Yeah, she
the
actually
episode
kills.
where she gets hardcore?
Don't you remember the episode? No, I haven't watched it in a long ass time.
What? They go
That's
into
it.
like
We're
the
gonna
battle
watch some
simulation
Powerpuff
episode,
Girls
battle
after
simulation room, and she turns it up to 11. She's
Aw.
like, "I'm gonna show everybody that I'm hardcore."
Oh.
Little voice. and
you
she's
do
so
that voice
That's
perfect.
too
actually
well.
super accurate.
Yeah,
That was
I love
actually a
Bubbles.
clip from the show.
That was a good one.
No,
Blossom was always like kind of a bitch, and I didn't like her.
I do. I hang out with her. She fucks shit up.
Oh, Bubbles is good.
Tangent. Did it again. Shit.
Oh, here, let's get on our segue.
Well, I keep losing the questions because they're in a long text message in the middle of this thread of
I
ours
know, we
here, and
didn't-
it's very hard to
we-
find them again.
Like I said, this episode was just kind of very quickly tossed together.
We actually put it on the docket, if you will, a long time ago.
Yeah,
It was
we were like, oh,
it was
we'll
a
do
filler.
this.
It was
We'll-
a just in case.
Yeah, we'll have this episode back up just in case someone drops out. We'll do an episode of just us. It'll be great.
And just FYI, you've answered every single question
That
other
always
than
happens.
specifics to what is in store for future episodes, but you kind of touched on that.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we could end on that. We'll get to the plugs then. Everybody's favorite section.
Giggity.
Season 2. So we decided, like I said, we were going to split it up because we weren't really sure what we were waiting for, but or what we were doing when we started. We weren't sure what we were doing. And now that we kind of have a groove of it, we decided to take a break. We're going to take a week off, so you guys won't get an episode next Monday. Sorry. You'll have to sit on these 10 episodes.
Sorry again, Taylor.
If I can get an Elgato, we'll do a really, really shitty Let's Play episode.
Yeah, we've got some, well, that's the
Send
thing.
in your
Tyler,
Elgatos.
our friend Tyler from episodes 6 and 7, or 7 and 8, so, I don't know, 6 and 7 indie games and
What
anime.
are you referencing over there? There's no.
I have a list of the episodes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because we use a soundboard for the intros, and I have all the
Oh, I
intros
see.
lined up in order, because
Okay.
each week I would make my own. Which, speaking of intros, we can
spoiler.
tease it now, but you won't hear it till next week. Next week, or the season premiere of season 2, is going to be an episode with, we were teasing them all season, Better Humans.
Yeah.
It's our good buddy George, and I guess our new good buddies,
Yeah.
Dylan and Nick. We're friends with all of them
They're
now.
real cool cats.
They're 3 of the nicest guys we've ever met.
They're actually cats.
Yeah,
They're actual cats.
It's actually Hannah's cats. We're
Did you
talking
ever
about.
see the Aristocats where they're playing that song?
so awesome.
This is where we interviewed the band who sings "Everybody Wants to Be a
A
Cat."
square with a horn makes you wish you weren't born every time it plays. Oh, a
Ooh,
rinky tinky.
That's a hot one.
That's hot.
Oh, that's a hot one.
That's a hot one.
So racist.
There's a Siamese cat.
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
Yeah, they're awesome cats. They're 60s, 70s rock and just
They've
Beatles
graced
monkeys,
us
and
with.
they're so cool.
They made us a theme song, which is so fucking cool. I'm so
And it's
excited.
And
really
it's like
good.
literally
it's really funny. It's perfect for the show.
You know, when it was like something I think you obviously like, this is what we're looking for, and you probably just gave them a few bullet points, but like they nailed it. Like because their vibe in general is very friendly. It's got that fucking feel to it. It's mostly for the most positive.
They really are like a musical version of what our podcast is.
nice.
You know, like they're us, but instead of doing a podcast, they chose to do music, and they're very lighthearted. They're funny dudes. They're fucking talented as shit. So they put together this great theme song for us. I can't wait for you guys to hear it next week or whatever, next season. But we did an episode with them. That one's going to be super fun. We've got my cousin Candace is coming by for an episode. We got more stuff with Tony. Brianna and April are coming back. Tyler's coming back. We got Neon Mind Control coming up. A good buddy, Eric Windsor, he's big on movies. He's going to come by, do some fun stuff.
That dude's rad.
We're going to do Homage Month. I'm really excited about that.
It's going to be called something else.
It's
right?
going to become.
gotta be
It's
called
got.
I
something
am
else.
100% behind Homagement.
Homage.
And
Homagement.
I'm going to combat it until we...
Maybe you guys can help us come up with
Homage.
a better name for it.
Omelet month.
We're going to do a whole month of
Omelet month.
Omelet Month.
All you can eat breakfast month.
We're going to do a whole month of episodes based on podcasts that inspired us to do this, or really inspired me,
Yeah.
but ones that I
have a
turned
few.
John on
I have a
to.
couple favorites, aka the only few I've listened to, but
But-
I'm not against the podcast format. I just like never have
Yeah,
time to.
well, I get it. I mean, that's why we release it on Mondays, because my idea is I figure most people are listening to it on their way to work or something.
For sure.
We release it early Monday morning, 8 o'clock.
You gotta burn that on a CD.
Well, it's not really that early, because technically that's like 12 o'clock on the East Coast. So
Very early.
if you're on the East Coast, you get it for lunch. You can listen to it on your Tuesdays on your way to work. I suggest listening to it in the car. It's cool. Or just listening to it at home. Pop it on, smoke a joint, drink a beer, shoot up some meth, I guess, whatever you're into.
Whoa.
Yeah, you went to meth
Well,
real fast.
I didn't
there.
want to.
Please
I don't want to
we're not
alienate
condoning-
anybody.
Well, I want to alienate.
I want to
meth heads.
alienate meth heads. Don't listen to this
Actually-
podcast, meth heads.
Actually,
Fair
listen to it. Just stop doing meth.
Yeah, don't do meth. Listen
You're
to podcasts
not.
instead.
I'm like worried about that one guy that's like, oh, I shouldn't do this.
We're gonna have a whole new look too. John's working on the design. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I got a cool
we've got
vibe.
a potential website in the works.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Give that time, but
And yeah, I guess just thank you so much to anybody who's really listened and who gives a shit.
and interact. Like I know, just
Yeah, I
a
know
comment, a like, just like
I
stuff
get
like
it.
that.
Facebook is lame. Everybody's too hip to use it. Nobody wants to join it. I get it. We have an Instagrams too. Just fucking drop us a line, man. We want to hear from you guys. We're doing it for you. I hope that
Yeah.
you guys care enough. We want to hear from you. We got WBYF Podcast on Twitter, WBYF Podcast on Instagram, Facebook.com/WBYF Podcast. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play.
And go there.
Anyone who knows how to get us on Spotify, let us know.
Yeah, and go there and leave comments and interact with us.
Even if you hate it,
Tell us. Yeah, if you hate it, tell us too. But tell us your stories. Like, tell us if you can relate to any of this. You know, maybe you love The Office.
Come on the
too, and
episode.
wanna-
You guys, if you're in Oregon, come on.
SoundCloud, you can leave little comments. You know, at a
Yeah.
certain time point in the track. Like that, I love that joke. I
It
hate
helps
that
us.
joke.
If we're doing something that you guys fucking hate, tell
John's
us so we
breathing
can
into mic
stop
again.
it. We don't want to do it. We want to make it great for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, jump in. Let us know what you guys are thinking. We really appreciate anyone who's been listening to any of the episodes. And if you join us for season 2, thank you. You're the fucking best. John, do you have anything else you want to plug before we get out of here?
No. I held back on a
God,
joke.
he really held
I
back.
really
I just
I have a
saw-
lot of respect for your mom.
I
so.
saw the soul of his.
I really wanted to say
fucking
that because you did that to me a
life
few
I
episodes
did it
ago.
to you. I felt so
Leave it
bad
at
because
it.
I've never actually even met your mom, and
Yeah,
she
she's
sounds
a nice
like a really
lady.
nice
You actually
lady.
probably like her, but you're
Probably.
never gonna meet her now because
No,
you made that
yeah, she's
comment.
like,
See,
I
you
don't
guys
wanna
are
meet the
worse
boy
than
you
I am.
told
My
me.
brain went to you saying something like, "I'm gonna plug my own butt."
Uh,
But
every time we say like, "Do you have something you want to plug?" and then the mics turn off, we're like, "We should have said I want to plug your mom." But Hannah, do you have anything? I mean, thank you for being the host. I know
Yeah.
it was really easy, and you just kind of fielded the questions. I'm sure John and I could have done it, but it was nice to hang out with you and have you on.
yeah, I would have liked to do more.
Yeah.
Done
People-
more.
People love.
we
Well,
should-
it was quick.
No Scott Ackerman, even though we have the same birthday. Shout out,
Shout-
July 2nd.
Shout out to birthdays.
Basically twins.
No, well, people like you. You're definitely one of our. Whenever you're on the episode, people are like, "Oh, Hannah's so funny," and I don't know. Maybe people are just telling me that because you're my fiance, but
Yeah, no, they are.
They actually-
sure, 100%.
No, or it's just they
positive.
don't think we're funny. They have to
Yeah.
say something nice. So like, oh, but Hannah was actually funny. So
yeah.
Well,
Oh, I
if you
listened to your
make
guys'
me seem funny,
podcast.
then I'm definitely just gonna hang out with you more.
Yeah, come on you'll see a lot more of Hannah in season 2. Hopefully,
when
She'll be
yeah,
our
you'll see
Gila
a lot of
fan.
her when you listen to it.
You'll
audio.
see so much of her. See it.
Yeah, I can't wait till we do an entire character episode of Baby Jesus comes
Oh,
on the
yeah.
podcast. No, that's
I-
never happening because everybody would stop listening.
We'll run out of ideas
2
eventually.
minutes in.
Yeah.
They'd be like, we
They'll-
can't do this.
They'll crucify us.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Aw.
can.
Hey, Easter is March 1st. I mean, April 1st.
So on that note, again, thank you, Hannah, for helping us out today. John, it's been one hell of a ride, and I can't wait for season 2.
It's been like a few weeks.
And for all of you guys at home, remember, if nobody else will,
We'll be your friends.
Hey everybody, what did you think of today's podcast? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did we not mention something that you think we should have? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then drop us a line at WBYF Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Join the discussion at our Facebook, facebook.com/WBYF Podcast. And for any inquiries about episode ideas, being on the show, fan art, or anything you want us to see personally, send an email to wbyfpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening, and remember, if no one else will, then we'll be your friends.